Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do my interview of a classmate, and I did Miss Hannah Simmons. The first one I'm going to talk about is a school-based involvement. I talked to Hannah about her mom's school involvement whenever she was in school. However, Hannah went to a private school, so things may have been a little different than in public. I asked her if her mom volunteered in her classroom, and I kind of talked to her mom too a little. And she said she did not involve herself in actually inside of the classroom. When asking if she participated in any parent or family social activities with the teacher, she said she did. She did things like Hannah was in the spelling bee, and they had to go out of state to be in the spelling bee. And Hannah was also a cheerleader. And sometimes Hannah would ride with her mom, and then Hannah's mom would have to communicate with other people because some cheerleaders would ride with Hannah's mom to a game. They would take turns, so they communicated with each other. I participate in planning classroom activities with the teacher. Hannah's mom is a teacher. She teaches pre-K. She said she didn't participate really much in Hannah's classroom activities. However, when they would have classroom parties, or if Hannah had a birthday party or things like that, she would cook or bring cupcakes to the school for the entire class. My Glow on Class trip, she said she was a chaperone one time, and they went to the Children's Museum in Memphis and to eat. So that's always good for parents to go to chaperone events. In chapter 5 of the book, it says that children whose families are involved, that the children seem to have more of a security of a home life, and they feel more secure about themselves. They're not insecure about themselves. They know who they are. They know they're loved. They know that they have that involvement from their parent. They don't have to wonder, hey, is my parent going to be involved today? Is my parent going to do this? And is my parent going to do that? They will always know. When asked about the fundraising activities, Hannah said that her mom did do chaperone or participate in the fall festival, the harvest festival at her school. She was there and she helped with games. She helped passing out candy. Like I said, it's good for the parent to be involved in the child's school life, to help to do whatever they need to do. And whenever she talked to parents, not really about classwork or things that are doing inside the classroom, unless she had a specific question and maybe the teacher wasn't on hand back then. Nowadays, because of COVID, teachers are constantly communicating with parents way more than they used to. So if a parent would have a question about something, they might go to Hannah's mom to ask the question instead of going to the teacher, because they may not have that teacher's information, and they would have to wait till that next school day. And if it's on the weekend, it's easier to just call up another parent, what did we miss on Friday, or whatever the case may be. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the home-based involvement. I asked her, did her mom spend time working on her number skills with her? She said that especially when she was in the younger grades, she used to make flashcards with her and help her understand, the basic concept of numbers and what numbers look like, the shapes, number shapes, or whatever the case may be. She would help her know her numbers. I spent time working on my child's reading writing skills. She said that her mom read to her every night a different story, and she would also work on her spelling words with her. And Hannah said she was a very smart student, so her mom was very on top of things. I talk to my child about how much I love learning new things. So, like I said, her mom is a teacher. She teaches pre-K. So especially when Hannah was younger, she would always bring in new ideas to help maybe what she was doing inside of her classroom to help Hannah, to, motivate her. Maybe her teacher, is not hitting the right spot that Hannah needs. She's missing something, and what her mom may be doing with her is helping her more than inside the classroom. I spend time with my child working on creative activities. Hannah said that her and her mom used to paint, and they created new things. They used to play pretend. Hannah said that she would pretend like she was the teacher, and she would teach her mom new things. This was shocking when Hannah's mom told me this. Sharing stories with her child, she said, well, actually, I kind of talked to her mom and her, but she said that her mom said that when she was in school, everything was completely different. First off, there wasn't any bad behavior when she was in school, and the kids, there wasn't group work. They didn't work in groups. They would go in, their desks would be lined straight, and they would work. The teacher would teach, and the kids would work on their work. That was it. There was no group work. There was no computers. There was nothing like that. And there was no bad behavior. So parents didn't have to get involved much as they do today. The next question, asking if they took Hannah to learn new things at different places. She says they went to the zoo, they went to aquarium, and I thought this was kind of funny, but they went to Ripley's. Believe it or not, you learn things at Ripley, whether we want to believe it or not. Hannah said that they didn't really have rules at their house, but they would, she would always brag on Hannah. It says, I maintain clear rules at my home that my child should obey. I taught to my child's learning efforts in front of relatives. Hannah's mom would always brag on her about her, her behavior and her grades. She said she reviewed her schoolwork every night. She didn't have a schedule for them, but usually, they went to sleep every night at a decent time, 8:30. Now I'm going to talk about the homeschool conferencing. It says, I talked to the teacher about how my child gets along with his or her classmates. Hannah said she was, one of the most liked kids at school. So she wasn't really, fighting with other kids or anything like that. So the teacher didn't have to get on, contact or reach out to her about that. At the beginning of school, the teacher sent out the rules that they would have inside of the classroom to inform, what should go on inside the classroom. The next question, talked to a child's teacher about the difficulties. She said that she had one problem with a chemistry teacher, and it was in older grades, of course, but she didn't understand the way that he taught, and he thought that she just didn't want to do the work, when really she just didn't understand it, and he wasn't teaching her what she needed to know, how, differentiating it for her. So that was a struggle for her. Lastly, I thought with my child teacher about personal or family matters. She said the only thing that her mom would inform the teacher about is if there was a death in the family or if Hannah was sick. In my reflection, I wanted to mention, parents should be involved, whether it's home-based, whether it's school-based, home conferencing. They should want to know what's going inside the classroom, want to know how their kid is doing. For example, I have, I'm a teacher. I'm a third grade teacher. And I see parents, sometimes they treat different kids their kids differently. They may care about one more than the other. Like I have a student whose mom may brag on her other kids, but with him, he's not shown enough love and support, and he seems to struggle a lot because of that. It all starts at home, and whatever happens at home, they bring to the school. I also wanted to talk about, family involvement, and why teachers, like in chapter 5, it states, that teachers are reluctant to involve parents. Well, at my school, this year and last year, because of COVID, last year we had to contact parents, whether we had 60 kids or whether we had 20. We had to contact parents every day. We had to talk to them. If they wasn't online, we had to talk to them. And honestly, in my community, a lot of our kids did not get online. So we had to, talk with them every single day. This year is different, but it's still the same. We have to contact parents every day if their child is, being disobedient. We have to contact them every parent at least 3 times a week. I have almost 60 kids, so it's a lot. It is a lot. And referring back to chapter 5, it does take too much time. I agree with that. And teachers, some parents, teachers do not want to deal with. And even now, I do agree that there is a lack of administration support, because it can be a lot on the teacher trying to keep up with everything, and then trying to involve, parents with everything that may be going on inside of the classroom. And sometimes parents may, something may happen inside the classroom, and the parent does not want to believe the teacher. They will always choose the child over the teacher. And that's just the way it is nowadays. And us as teachers, we have to grow and learn and become better teachers because of that. But this is my reflection, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you.